Your dog loves everyone in the house. You know that. They are happy to see your partner. They tolerate your kids climbing on them. They wag for your neighbor and accept treats from strangers on walks. But there is one person in that dog's life that occupies a completely different category. One person that their nervous system responds to differently. One person whose presence changes their behavior, their posture, their neurochemistry, in ways that are distinct from how they respond to anyone else. And if you are watching this video, there is a very good chance that person is you. The research on canine attachment is clear on this point. Dogs do not love everyone equally. They form a primary bond, a deepest bond, with one person. And that bond expresses itself in specific, observable behaviors that most people walk past every single day without recognizing them for what they are. Today we are going to name them 5 behaviors your dog reserves specifically for their favorite human, what each one means psychologically, and why most people never notice them even though they happen constantly. Let's get into it. 1. They check on you, specifically in new environments. You've probably noticed that when you take your dog somewhere new, a park, a friend's house, a trail they have never been on, they move through the space with energy and curiosity, sniffing everything, investigating, ears up. But every so often, they stop, they turn. They find you with their eyes, hold for just a second, and then go back to exploring. This behavior is called social referencing, and it is one of the most psychologically significant things a dog does, and one of the least remarked upon by owners. Social referencing was first documented in human infants. A crawling baby in an unfamiliar space will pause, look back at the caregiver, read their facial expression and body language, and use that information to decide whether to continue exploring or retreat. The caregiver's emotional state is the baby's guide to how safe the world is. Research from the University of Milan confirmed that dogs do exactly the same thing, and they do it specifically with their primary attachment figure, not with strangers, not with familiar, but secondary humans, with their person. When your dog glances back at you in a new environment, they are not checking in casually. They are running an emotional calibration. They are asking, in the language of a look, is this safe? Are you okay? Should I keep going? And they are only asking you, because you are the one whose answer they trust. 2. They bring you things without expecting anything in return. Every dog owner has experienced the dog that brings them something, a toy, a bone, occasionally a dead bird, and deposits it at their feet or nudges it into their hands. Most owners interpret this as a request. The dog wants to play. The dog wants a treat. The dog wants something. Sometimes that is true, but there is a version of this behavior that is categorically different, and behavioral researchers have been paying close attention to it. It is the bring that comes with no follow-through. The dog brings the object, places it near you, or offers it with their nose, and then does not escalate into play solicitation. They do not bounce, they do not bark, they do not keep nudging, they simply offer it, and seem satisfied by the offering itself. This behavior is believed to be a gift-giving analog, an expression of positive regard directed at a specific person. Wolves and wild dogs have been observed bringing food and objects to high-status, highly valued pack members, not to initiate exchange, but to affiliate, to express that this person is significant. What makes this a favorite human behavior specifically is the directionality. Dogs that engage in gift-giving almost universally bring to one person, not to everyone in the room, not to whoever is closest, to the specific individual they have the deepest bond with. If your dog brings you things regularly without obvious payoff expectation, they are not asking you for something, they are telling you something, and what they are telling you is that you are worth giving to. 3. They mirror your energy faster than anyone else's. This one requires you to watch over time to notice. But once you see it, it is unmistakable. Dogs are emotional mirrors. They pick up on and reflect the emotional states of the people around them. This is well documented in the literature. Dogs show elevated cortisol when their owners are stressed. They become subdued when their primary caregiver is sad. They activate when the people around them are excited. But here's what the research on primary attachment adds to that picture. The mirroring is not equal across all humans in a dog's social environment. Dogs mirror their primary attachment figure significantly faster, more accurately, and more completely than they mirror secondary humans. A study published in PLOS One found that dogs synchronize their behavior and emotional state with their owners. matching rest with rest, activity with activity, calm with calm, and that this synchronization was strongest and most rapid with the person the dog was most bonded to. What this looks like in practice is your dog tracking your mood in real time. You sit down and exhale at the end of a long day. They settle within minutes. You get energized and start moving through the house. They are up before you have taken 3 steps. You are tense and preoccupied. They are restless and watchful without knowing why. They are not reacting to what you do. They are resonating with what you feel. And they do it for you with a precision and a speed they do not offer to anyone else in the room, because you are the one they are tuned to. 4. They show you their belly in specific moments. The belly exposure. Most owners know this one as simply a dog that wants a belly rub. And yes, that is often what it is. But there is a specific version of belly exposure that is not a request for touch. It is a trust declaration, and understanding the difference changes what you see when it happens. The request version is active and often a little performative. The dog rolls, wiggles, makes eye contact, maybe paws at you. The body language says, I know what I want and I am asking for it. The trust version is quieter. The dog rolls onto their back or onto their side in your vicinity. Sometimes, when you have not touched them or acknowledged them at all, they are not soliciting. They are simply being vulnerable in your presence without needing anything from it. The ventral surface, the belly, the chest, the throat, is the most physiologically vulnerable part of any mammal's body. Exposing it is not a neutral act. In canine ethology, this posture in a non-solicitation context signals complete absence of threat perception. The dog is communicating in the oldest physical language available to them. I am safe here. I do not need to protect myself. You are not a threat to me in any way. Dogs do not do this around people they are uncertain about. They do not do it around strangers. They do not do it freely around people they respect but do not deeply trust. They do it around the person with whom they feel most completely secure. If your dog flops onto their back near you for no apparent reason in a quiet moment, without asking for anything, they are not being lazy. They are giving you the highest trust signal in their physical vocabulary, and they are giving it specifically to you. 5. They notice when something is wrong with you before you say anything. This is the one that stops people, because it has happened to almost every dog owner at some point, and most of them remember exactly when. You are having a hard day. You are not crying. You are not visibly distressed. You are sitting on the couch, maybe scrolling your phone, and from the outside you look fine. But something is off inside. Sadness, anxiety, a low-grade weight that has not lifted, and your dog comes to you. Slowly, quietly, without the usual bounding energy. They put their head in your lap, or they press against your side, or they simply come and lie down with their body touching yours, and they stay, without being asked, without moving, just present. This is not a coincidence, and it is not magic. Dogs read humans through an integration of signals that is genuinely sophisticated. Micro changes in facial muscle tension, shifts in posture and breathing pattern, changes in cortisol chemistry that alter the subtle scent profile of the person they know most intimately, alterations in vocal tone, in movement rhythm, in the way you occupy the space around you. Research from the University of London found that dogs approached and made physical contact with people who were crying at significantly higher rates than people who were humming or talking, demonstrating a responsive, other-directed behavior to human distress that resembles empathic concern. But the full depth of this behavior is most pronounced with the primary attachment figure, because your dog has spent every day cataloging your baseline. They know what you look like when you are fine, which means they know, with a precision no other person in your life likely matches, exactly when you are not. And their response to that knowledge, the quiet approach, the stillness, the contact without demand, is one of the most profound expressions of attunement one creature can offer another. They noticed, before you said a word, and they came. 5 behaviors, all of them quiet, all of them happening in the ordinary moments of an ordinary day. Drop a comment. Tell me which of the 5 you recognize in your own dog. I read every single one. Subscribe if you are not here yet. New video every week.